Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream. And it's been quite a fair while since my last one. I think, based on some of the statistics I looked at, it's been 35 days, or, well, more than a month, of course. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm just double checking everything is working and it's okay. And if everyone who is joining early or who is just joining now, hello to everybody around the world. It's just gone 8:30 p.m. here in Moscow, and I thought I would host a live stream tonight. Generally, I'll do them on Saturdays and Sundays, but I thought Friday night might be a good time to do it. So yeah, hello everybody. I hope you've had a nice day so far, or wherever you are in the world. Maybe you're just waking up. It's been a nice day here in Moscow. Blue skies, around about 20 Celsius. It's starting to cool down about a degree or two every few days now. So yeah, it's been very nice weather the last couple of weeks here in Moscow. We've not had rain for I'm not too sure how long. I think maybe even a few weeks as well. So I hope everybody is here live and enjoying the live stream. And I hope everybody will enjoy the time that you spend sitting together with everybody here, including everybody in the chat. So yeah, hopefully you can join the chat and enjoy each other's company. If you do want to chat to somebody else, basically put yourself an @ symbol and then type the start of somebody's name, and then you can message them directly if you like. It's still in the chat, but it highlights on their screen so that people can see it and chat with each other. So yeah, there's a few people here live. I see we've got 17 likes already. I do feel like my camera is a little bit high compared to normal height. So I'm sorry if I'm looking down at the chat, and the camera is literally at my head height here. So I think I'm good. Yeah. Sorry if I'm looking down, but I have to look somewhere, right? I've got two different screens that I can look at, and it's a little bit tough to look at all of them at the same time. So a couple of people were commenting before the live stream started. Wallo Bello, hello to you in Ivory Coast in Africa. That is crazy. So far away from Moscow. I do hope the live stream is coming across okay. I am using a different software than what I've used in the past. It's quite similar, but different, if that makes sense. And I hope the quality of the picture and the sound is good. If you can let me know in the comments, you're more than welcome just to let me know how it sounds. Yeah, Dirk Diego, hello to you as well. Oh, I can pop these up. I forgot that. I can press that. And I can pop up the little symbols right here. Gift wrapped. Watch your devices. I'm not sure which devices you mean. Do you maybe mean my phone? I'm always watching that. Unless you mean my TV, I'm not sure. So, yeah, the Plastic Russian. Hello to you down south. I'm sure you're having even better weather than we're having here in Moscow. So I hope you're good. EKB Metro. Thanks for once again for your amazing tour of the Yekaterinburg Metro. So what I've done is I have got a video ready to go on YouTube. Actually, I'm going to put it on after this live stream. And it's a video about the Yekaterinburg Metro line that I managed to go on last week. If you do follow me on Telegram, I was there for a whole of 2.5 days, pretty much 3 full days, depending on how you count what time I arrived and left. And I made a few videos, and I've already got one on there, which was about one of the supermarkets and food stores that I walked through. And then I went on the metro, and I've rode all 9 stations and made a bit of a mini review of it, if you like. So after this live stream is over, you can watch it on YouTube. It is already on DZen. So if you're in Russia, you probably know what Zen is, or DZen. I've got 66 subscribers there. So somebody, or lots of people have been asking me to put my videos on alternative social platforms. So I've tried to do it over on VK, which is equivalent to Facebook, Russian Facebook, and it's not as successful. On DZen, it's a little bit more successful, but it's still not amazing. There's not lots I can do. I'm just trying to do it the best I can. So I'm pretty much sticking to YouTube because that's the most successful in terms of the channel. It's hard to start something from scratch. But if you are in Russia, you're welcome to join the Zen channel. Just look up Traveling with Russell channel, I think it's called. And it's there. Also on Telegram, I posted a link to that most recent video now. So if you want to watch that on Zen, you can, or wait for it on YouTube another hour or two. Yeah, a Russian girl vlog from Chelyabinsk. Hello. I think that's not too far from Yekaterinburg, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's like the next city, I think. How is your job? Hi, chat. Hi, Russell. How is your job? My job is making videos on YouTube, I guess. So the job is going okay. It's obviously a little bit more challenging now that there's some different ways to use YouTube in Russia. So if people are in Russia, it is completely still working. I'm sure most Russians are well aware of that, or people who live in Russia. It works on mobile completely fine. There was a lot of people making content going back about a month or so ago saying it's going to be blocked, it's banned, it's going to be closed, it's going to stop working. It is completely working. It's just you have to be a bit more creative with how you watch it. So if you're on a mobile device, I can open YouTube and watch it completely normally. Excuse me. If it's connected to a Wi-Fi like it is at home, I just need to use an extra app for it to work even better. So yeah, Wayne, hello. Really liked your video about the Potapovo station. Potavova. Can you do a tour with the first 4 stations on the line 16? Yes, I will be doing that soon. I have about 10 backed up videos. I think it's even more than that now. I went yesterday to a fishing expo and the World Food Expo, which were both at the Crocus Expo Center. I went there yesterday and filmed 2 videos back to back. So I've got 2 more videos that I've added now onto my folder of existing videos that I need to get on the channel. And then this new Yekaterinburg Metro video will be on YouTube immediately after this live stream. So yes, I will go and film that. I need to make a little bit of notes about each of the 4 stations so that I've got something to talk about, because I really don't ride that line whatsoever. So I know very little about even that region or area where the stations are. I know that it connects to, what's it called now? Novomoskovskaya station, or what was Komonaka station. So it's all perfect. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you so much. By the way, if anybody likes and loves the live stream and the channel, there is a few ways you can support the channel. Depending on where you are in the world, super chats work during live streams, and you're welcome to put a comment or not. It's up to you. You can put a question if you like, and also what's called super stickers, which is similar to super chats, but without putting a comment. And if you might be in Russia or somewhere else, there is the option of donation alerts. Now, the last time I got a donation alert was 35 days ago, which is when I did the last live stream. I think it was either that or 41 days ago. That's how little donations come through donation alerts. It does completely work. I actually tested it today on myself. I sent money to myself. It's a little bit strange, but I always want to make sure that I know it's working correctly. So I sent it to donation alerts, and then it sends it back to me tomorrow morning. So yeah, if anyone does want to use either of those to support the channel, there is actually in the description directly. You're welcome to use that as well if you like. The pinned comment in the live stream is there, or it's always in every video description. So basically the money used goes back to traveling and making more videos. So things like, I just need to press a button here. Sorry. Things like going on trips to Yekaterinburg. It isn't free. I have to pay for flights. I have to pay for a hotel. I have to pay for lunch and dinner and things like that. So it's not as simple as just going somewhere. And especially when it's not in Moscow or Moscow region, even going yesterday, going out for the whole day, going out. Generally, I'll have lunch or dinner while I'm out as well. So all factors into making videos. And most places aren't close to where I live, but it's really catching public transport. Gift wrapped, having breakfast for lunch with Russell. Spicy fried potatoes. Spicy. That's a lot of spicy. Yesterday at the World Food Expo, one of the stands were from Vietnam, and they gave me some spicy, it was like sriracha sauce, but it was like even more spicy. It was crazy spicy. And she's like, oh, just a little bit. And she put on like an extra dollop, and it was very, very spicy. This World Food Expo is all different countries that come to Russia to ply their trade and bring most obviously food and lots of different brands of products that are not in Russia already. But I had that spicy, it was like a hot sauce. It was more like a sriracha, sort of squeezy bottle type. Dirk, sounds good. Thank you. When are you going to Chelyabinsk? It's just a few hours. Yes, I saw that on the map that it was close. I went to Yekaterinburg because I actually traveled with a friend who also went there as well for a few days. And I literally planned it the day before, or actually it was the day before. And actually it was that night that I flew out. So I met my friend that day. He said he was going. He was flying the next morning. I flew in the evening, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. And then I arrived 6 a.m. or whatever the difference was. And then I met him at lunchtime that same day. So yeah, it kind of went on a very late notice, but I've got no worries doing that as long as I don't have a plan for filming and going to places to record things. I have no devices. I'm a Russian. Well, I'm 95% Russian. Blogging trucker in New York. Hello, if you're in New York. Hello to you. Hope everything's going well. Maybe you've been on some cruises. This is live from your new apartment. Yes, well, new old apartment now. It's been quite a few months we've lived here. We have just changed around the background a little bit. If you might notice, the bookshelf has moved in here now. And my side over here is not very organized yet, but I've got a couple of little things that I was given as gifts. One of my subscribers got me a snow globe from their trip. And then I got a crane off a company that I put in a video, basically. While I was filming a video, they saw their crane in one of my videos and sent me a crane. So exploding devices, come on. I saw that on the news. Yes, I bought this phone way too long ago that it's not possible that anything that I don't buy new things very often. So I'm new on the stream. Trains Adventures. Hello to you. Maybe you're in Russia. It looks like you've got trains as your icon of your chat right there. So yeah, I hope you like some of the travel content that I do. Mark safe from devices. Now I see why you always wear a cap. No offense. Oh, thanks. Yes, it's a little bit shiny head. It actually looks better when I have my hair cut. So yes, I have my dad's hairline basically. But my dad actually has more hair than I do at the moment, which is hard to think. Is now using YouTube again. Yes, I saw that. Actually, a friend, I've not opened Telegram for a little while now, but a friend sent me a message earlier today, a Russian friend who lives in Moscow, and said the same thing, that YouTube is now sped up. I've not tried YouTube on I use 3 different browsers depending on what I'm opening. So I didn't try it on my normal browser, if that makes sense. I'm not on RooTube. No, I'm using VK and DZen and here on YouTube. RooTube, I did set up. I think I put 1 video on there. It didn't do very well. Putting videos on other formats or other social platforms is a little bit more time consuming. on top of making the video for YouTube. So it's, it's really a matter of using my time wisely when I'm trying to get a video onto YouTube versus putting it onto other platforms. So also, a lot of them, when you're starting off with no subscribers, it's very hard to reach the monetization levels that it makes it worth doing it versus what YouTube has done in the years that I've had it on here. So, can you speak Russian? Чуть-чуть по-русски. I can speak a few words of Russian. I can speak to a taxi driver. Actually, last night on the way home, I caught a taxi back home in the evening because I got home late, and we had a conversation in the taxi in Russian. Just the basic things, so I can, I call it taxi Russian. That's the word that I use it. Different Russia Post videos on. I saw that today, actually, on a smart grocery store, a great store. Now, Vaughan, I've been to Smart Supermarket, and I've got a video on my channel, so you can check it out. I went there. Actually, I went there to the brand. Smart is owned by Eurospar, and it's basically the cheaper version of Eurospar. And when I went to the brand new Eurospar, I met some of the people from the administration by chance. They actually saw me filming, invited me over there to their little group, and obviously realized who I was from my YouTube videos about supermarkets and mentioned about Smart. And they've obviously gone to one in the region where they live. I went to another one. Actually, still know where I live. But yeah, well, these last few days. Oh, so I have not tried it in the last couple of days on the other platform. So I use 3 browsers. So the 2 that I use, it's working. And the third one I've stopped using. Adequate Xiaomi guy. Yes. Donation alerts is working. Donation alerts check. It seems working correctly. Russell, hi from... you're in Tumin. Despite the crazy ideas aren't relevant now, I've donated my membership fee. How do you like Yekaterinburg? Was great. Now, of course, I was there in very nice weather times. I'm sure it's beautiful in winter as well. But yeah, it was very nice. We walked around a lot. We went to the downtown area, I guess you could call it. Where I was staying was literally 5 minutes walk from Botanechki metro station, where I started my video from, which you'll see later. Yeah, it was really nice. I stayed in a micro apartment. Actually, a friend of a friend has micro apartments that he rents, kind of similar to Airbnb. So yeah, it was really convenient, and getting around was very nice. The city's beautiful. A lot of old trams and buses and trolley buses, which is really cool because I'm really into this now. So yeah, crazy idea is still ongoing. It's now crazy apartment idea. So it's kind of ballooned a little bit. So now basically the crazy idea donations are now going into some of the fixes in this apartment. So actually moving this bookshelf. Well, this is my wife's side over here. Man, that's crazy. I can't point. This is my wife's side, and this is my side. So yeah, we're doing slowly a little bit of changes here in the apartment, but we have to basically just budget for each thing that we need to do. So it's one step at a time. How do you end up living in Russia? Well, basically, Francesco, I fell in love with a Russian lady. That's my always answer. And it's like, perhaps I'm guessing you're maybe Italian heritage with your name. So imagine falling in love with the Amalfi Coast and drinking early morning espressos, €1 espressos. Can we see your kitchen? It's a little bit hard because I'm now not in the kitchen now. The kitchen's in the other room now because of this is a different apartment than the one that we previously lived in. So it's a little bit hard to do the kitchen one. Greetings from Czechia. What? Trains? Oh, Czech. You're from Czechia. Oh, okay. So maybe you like trains just as much as I'm starting to like trains. David, and whoever's put 3 likes on there, thank you so much for David's super chat. And Adequate Xiaomi guy, thank you for donation alert check. It definitely works. I'm going to say it again. Thank you so much, David. Yeah, basically, We chatted a few times, so you already know what's going on. You're such. Honestly, if I can, well, I'd have to convince my wife to buy me a ticket to come to Italy. I'd be there as quick as possible, and come to see you. My wife, it would be a little bit harder to get a visa to come together, but I would be there with bells on. Yeah, Yekaterinburg was great. It was very short. It was 3 days. I already 3 days, 2 nights. It was really cool. I could easily spend another few more days there, maybe gone to a couple more places. Lots of people in my Telegram was recommending go here, go there, go here, and I was, particularly places that were, in the city area. So very nice. Rainy Cape Cod. What? It's the 50th anniversary of filming of Jaws. Oh, that's cool. Of the Jaws movie on Martha's Vineyard. Wow. That's pretty cool. Will you also visit Yakutia and Oshkomoz? I'm not sure. I don't have either of them on my list. I think isn't Yakutsk the one that's got like the -50 temperature that everybody goes and makes videos about? If you have not joined, highly doubt he will see your comments or you will be able to see paid supporters' comments. Not sure what that means. You can chat here. You can send super chats. You can send donation alerts. I pretty much see the comments. I'm a little bit behind on them because I like to read everything as I go. Hello, Fireflux. Or images, let me know. Oh, no worries. Thank you. I will do. Hello to you. I can't read your name because it's, I think, maybe in Mandarin or Cantonese. But hello to you. Where are you from? Oh, Ivory Coast, Scotland. Hello in Scotland. How's living in Russia? Russia's good. We got great weather right now, especially here in Moscow region where I am. I'm about 50 kilometers southwest of Moscow. Outside of Moscow, literally, it's Moscow region, which is the next areas in the big circle of Moscow. But yeah, weather's good. It's still nice. I can still wear shorts every day, which is good. So it's always nice. Andrea, hello to you. Another very well Patreon. No, is it Patreon? What's that called? Person who is following me on Telegram a lot. Patronage? No, patronage. I don't think I'll get the right word. How is the oven situation? Oh, that came up yesterday, literally, Dirk. So yeah, I don't know how far back you've watched live streams. So when we moved in here, there was a microwave in the kitchen already. So we have one, although it's an old one. It works, and that's all. Literally, it just works. That's all it does. We are actually yesterday we had a conversation about getting a wall oven. There isn't actually I guess a wall-mounted oven in the kitchen. Normally, you have them mounted under the hot plate in the kitchen, and we talked about it yesterday. So it might have to be a future live stream endeavor to get an oven installed. We kind of can get one, but then we need to get the cabling and the electrician part, and the installing part's the tricky bit. If that makes sense. From Canton, Ohio. OHIO. Hope you're doing well. Fly Sky. Yes, I'm doing good today. I'm a bit bouncy. I don't know what it is. I had some grapes earlier. I wonder if the sugar in the grapes. Here today, gone tomorrow. Yes. Clearwater, Florida. Susan, hello to you. In Florida. Wow, everybody everywhere. David, you're never late. RuTube is the one that everybody talks about that is the replacement for YouTube. RU is in Russia, so RuTube instead of YouTube. And it's really not got the reach and the extensiveness of YouTube ever has. And it really won't become a thing, although people think it will. It won't. Sam, I've had explicit, and I'm wondering if it's maybe you just had a dodgy curry or something like that. Maybe I was going to message you earlier as well, and then today I've been busy. Well, busy trying to get a video ready for YouTube, which I'll put on after this is finished, and I've been busy uploading it to this Dizen. Okay, that really does itself once you've got it set up. But actually downloading the videos from my camera from filming yesterday, getting the folders set up correctly. When you watch the video of the Yekaterinburg metro, so I filmed the introduction and I can't find where that first file is, where I'm like, welcome to the video, welcome to the metro. It's right behind me. And I couldn't find that file. And I searched and I put it in a wrong folder, which I found later. So today I went and filmed a kind of a not real intro where I walked out of my own apartment and downstairs, and then I said that I'm going to be at the metro in the next clip, and I was. So I'm giving you a bit of a behind the scenes. And then I realized later I found the file that I could have put in the video, could have exported, could have uploaded, and I didn't. So Andrea, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Swedish kronas, the Seeks, SEKs. Thank you. David, Andrea, 2 very long time followers, and Adequate Xiaomi guy. You guys are all OGs of the live streams. So thank you so much. And of course, Plastic Russian, Sam's Russian Adventures, Blogging Trucker actually knows me from well before this channel. So, and a few other people here in the chat as well. Good news, guys. I'm very glad to see you. What is the weather like in the Prelivka, Tanya? It's very nice. Yarakatina. 19 Celsius. It probably is a bit cooler than that. Oh, my weather thing is not. What's going on with my weather app? Let's put the rain one on. Is it going to open? I've just switched my Wi-Fi off. It says it's 16 degrees and it feels like 15. It's a little bit cooler than it was today. Got up to about, I think, about 21 today. So it's cooling down, but it's still shorts weather. So big fan in North Carolina. David, hello. How's it going in North Carolina? I always made, when I was in high school, we used to play basketball at a local basketball court near my house. Actually, it was a football field with a basketball ring in the car park. It wasn't a basketball court. It was a ring in the car park. And there was always one guy that wanted to be Michael Jordan, right? We'd always have our names. And I'm like, you're a big fan. I'm like, have you been to North Carolina he's from, right? Or where he went to college. And the guy's like, no idea what you're talking about. But we just know the names of the players. Keep showing us Russia. Yes, I will do. As much as I can. As much as I can. And the niche has kind of broadened a lot on the channel. I hope everyone's okay with that. So there's going to be a mix of things. But it's still, of course, Russian related, right? So, Chelsea, Maine here. Chubby, hello. In Chelsea, Maine. Looking for a YouTuber to come to Ivory Coast. Wow, that's a long way to come. I miss the Carolinas and the beaches. Yeah, I've been to Charleston, South Carolina. On the cruise ships when I worked on them. Are there any bowling alleys in Moscow? Is a bowling league culture a thing there? I've seen one at a shopping center when I kind of remember which shopping center it was now, because I just walked past it and I was in shock. And there was also a go-kart track in that shopping center as well. And that was back when I was just making these under sanctions videos, under sanctions. And I was going to a new one like every few days. And I kind of lost track of the ones I was going to. So I don't think there is I know Sam from Vladimir there, Sam's Russian Adventures, he's been bowling in one of his, did he put it on his Telegram or on a YouTube video? Is there any? Yeah, in Russia generally, I've only seen one at a shopping center. But otherwise, I'd have to really Google it. I'm sure there are some. Yeah, thank you, David, again. Do you ever experience what some people call chemtrails in the Moscow skies? Yes, I've heard of this, and you rarely see them. Now, you do see them, and I know what you mean. They're not like crisscrossing the skies everywhere like they are in America and different places. You see an occasional one, very occasionally. And I live very close to Vnukovo Airport, which is one of 4 airports in Moscow. And depending on the weather and the flight landing takeoff, they can literally leave right by our window certain times of the day. So yes, it is a very nice donation. Thank you so much also to Andrew and Adequate Xiaomi guy. Why did you put the chat on subscription only mode? A lot of YouTubers do that. Only for some people are using. Yeah, it's just a thing that all YouTubers tend to do. So it might gain a few subscribers. That's all purely what it is. You can unsubscribe afterwards. You don't have to stay subscribed to the channel. That's completely up to you, really and truly. You know, what you do and what you choose to watch and the people you interact with is completely your choice. It's on a 1-minute delay only. Some people have like 24-hour delay, 5-minute delay. But it's very normal for a lot of live streamers to have subscriber-only mode. Vladivostok about 20 years when I was working for an airline that flew there from Alaska. Wow, you've been to Vladivostok. I've not been there. I'd like to remind everyone to press like and subscribe. Thank you, David. Yes. 63 likes on the live stream. Thank you so much. That's amazing. And you forgot to change your name. That's okay. You're Italian German. Oh, we've got another donation alerts and a question. I just need to translate to English. Core chill. Hello. Do you have Russian citizenship or are you willing to obtain it? I like people that have questions. I have Russian residency, which is basically allow me to stay and live here. I am going to be changing that to a permanent residency very, very soon. We're actually in the process of doing that now. It does take time. Mostly the time it takes is to create and have all the documents ready for lodgement. Russian citizenship, I've not decided on that right now. I don't have to decide on it right now because it's still down the track. I can hold dual citizenship with my Australian passport if I wish to. So having it, of course, is helpful. Obviously, if you're choosing to live here and stay here, and I've lived here long enough with my wife, I would certainly willing to obtain it and get it. Is it necessary? I mean, that's really everybody's own answer to the question. So yeah, I am in the process of getting permanent resident. Well, I think it is permanent residency now, isn't it? Or temporary residency. Well, either way, I'm here. And I can stay here. And no matter the situation, I don't have to leave or there's no reason for me to leave. We live in this apartment. My wife works here in this building. So yeah, good question. Yeah, I can hold dual citizenship, though. I can have my Australian passport and Russian passport if I was to get a Russian passport down the track as well. Most of these things are kind of a few years apart, the steps to do these things. You can't instantly get one thing and then the other thing unless you know the person who does those steps much quicker for you, which I don't. Maybe they watch the channel and they can they can speed up my processes of application. Thank you for the donation alerts, by the way. That's really nice of you. Jacksonville, Florida. Keep those videos coming. Floridian, thank you. Got a few people from Florida watching. Nice. Jackpot. Always remember Jackpot when I see Jacksonville. What's it called? Omiocon. It's known for the place with the lowest temperature, -71. Holy dooly. Look, really, when it's minus 25 or 30 mean I don't know if someone will say that there's a difference when it's minus 40 or 50. I think once you get to that point of it being very cold, I don't think there's a huge difference. It's really just how you dress, what you're doing on a daily basis, your amount of time outside or inside. I mean, once the central heating comes on in our building, I can be in shorts and t-shirt here. We actually even open the window at night because it's too hot in the apartment. We can close the central heating to cool it down. Yeah, shorts today, winter coats in 2 months. Yeah, pretty much. My wife's birthday is coming up next month, and we always use her birthday as the yardstick for when cold weather starts. So kind of October. American, Italian, German. Great content and very informative. Thank you. Thank you, Segola. Thank you so much. When I look over here, I'm looking at your little channel icon. So I can kind of look at two things at the same time. Well, not really, and the fact my camera is a little bit higher up, that's eye level right here. So I should really have lowered it down, but I didn't today. Oh, yeah. Tyrannosaurus Red. Nice. Yeah, yesterday at this World Food Expo, there's a lot of Chinese companies there. And I ended up bringing home some Chinese snacks as well. Some different kind of biscuits, cookies, kind of candy kind of things. Yes, we don't want to think about cold weather just yet. Got to embrace wearing shorts more. So yeah, we've got a couple of other English-speaking Russian YouTubers here. Sam's Russian Adventures. If anyone doesn't know, he's up in Vladimir, the very famous Golden Ring of Russia. Very beautiful part of the world. He makes lots of content locally there. Also, he's very well versed on the process of coming to Russia. He's also documenting that in a lot of videos. And the Plastic Russian. He's a British guy who lives down in the south of Russia. Very nice part of the world as well. If you want to check out some English man's content, check out, both of them are British, so you could watch either of them and get a perspective of someone from England who have moved to Russia over the years. I can't read that Russian line right there. Oh my gosh, and I can't scroll back to where it is now. Sorry. I'll have to skip over it. I should have mentioned that I can't read Russian. So you should do a mukbang video of eating homemade pancakes. I don't do any of those kind of videos. These eating videos with a microphone, that's a bit... I understand there's a niche for it on YouTube. Feel free to ignore the name. No worries. Quinn, hello. Is that clapping, I think, right? Thank you, Quinn. Thank you so much. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Wow. Thank you so much. The channel and Moscow. Yes, thank you. I always say I'm in Moscow region because I'm just outside of the region of Moscow, but it's really still Moscow. No, I don't have Russian citizenship. Yes, maybe you're the same person. I'm not sure if that's or not because it was in Russian. 24 degrees air in the south of Sweden. Very unusually. Yes, it's been unusually nice here as well, I'd say. Yeah, basically it should be cooling down a little bit quicker and it's not. So I'm sure, of course, you know from the chat, Vitali and Olga. I think Olga is in the chat quite a lot as well. There is Roostore. Play Store still works in Russia, so you don't really need Google Play or Play Store still works in Russia. Am I proud of Russia? Well, I'm an Australian passport holder, an Australian citizen who lives in Russia. I've only lived here for a few years. I've not lived out the 1,000-year history of the country. So it's an impossible question to answer. You know, I'm proud of my wife and her family and everything they've done. You know, I enjoy and like living here, and I have done since the day I first got off the plane. You know, there's a lot of achievements that people have done in Russia that far reach beyond the borders of Russia. there's a lot of world firsts that this country has done and achieved way earlier and way under harder circumstances years ago than what people are achieving now, which is kind of just crazy to think about. If you see some of the things that Russia's done in history, it's very forgotten by a lot of other countries. So yeah, it's, the word proud is it's something that you talk about amongst family and friends, and achievements that you achieve yourself. Proud of myself, proud of what I've achieved, what my wife and I have achieved, my family. So yeah, just the US is such a mess. Come on a holiday, Christian. Don't just pack your bags and come see it first. Go to a few cities, get a bit of a feel for the place. See what you think. Does it feel comfortable being here? Does your wife mind that you communicate with women? Tanya, she doesn't mind at all. We have this long-standing joke that she's going to find a new Australian husband and I'm going to find a new Russian wife, and everything will be fine. She doesn't mind at all. We have a very good understanding of that. She knows I'm very outgoing and chat to anybody about anything. So 21 degrees in Ireland today. Oh, nice. Similar weather then. We just don't have any whiskey distilleries here to talk of so much. We don't have rolling, sweeping green hills. I enjoy your videos. Thank you for showing us all the shops. Angela, thank you. Yes. I will have another I'll actually have 2 more Yekaterinburg videos. So after this live stream is finished, we will do, I'm just going to press here, sorry, because I'm just getting a bit excited looking at 2 things at once. We will have the metro station video from Yekaterinburg coming up after this stream. And then I will have 2 more videos from there, actually 3 kind of, but 2 are the same shop that I filmed in 2 different places. So I guess I will use the second one eventually. One's a really nice hypermarket, supermarket, like a fancy kind of luxury one, which if you're from that area, you'd maybe know. I forgot the name of the store already. Hyperbola, it's called. And then I went to Life Mart. That's the second one that I went to. So yeah, I've got 2 of those coming up. I haven't got a local Moscow one because I'm just trying to find different places that I've not been to in the past. So you're going live. I'm too busy heading to work. No worries. Romtini, thank you. We'll be in Moscow in a few months. What? Welcome. Capitoli, it is. I wonder if that's the shopping center, Capitoli, that I've been to. I just don't remember. I know it was like on one of the high upper levels of the shopping center, and there was a go-kart track there. And it was crazy because I was just like, man, they've got this, they've got that, they've got this. And I was just in shock. I wonder if that's the shopping center. They spray us all day long every day. New Brunswick. Hi. It's me, Vladimir. What? Hello, Vladimir. Здравствуйте. Очень приятно. Is it hard to get a job as an expat? For an expat, or a work visa. Work visas, you need to get a company to sponsor you to get a work visa. So I guess it's hard to find a company who would sponsor you, or it could be hard depending on your background. A lot of people come here as school teachers or teaching English or some kind of school-related job. So if you've got that as a background, it's very helpful. Beyond that, I'm not too sure about, applying for other jobs. For 2 years, loved it there. That was 32 years ago. Yes. Yeah, I was only there, quite a few, basically once a week for quite a few months. So I didn't sort of see more than the city area where the ships docked, and that was it. But very nice people from there as well. Russian passport's pretty weak. Well, if you're in the country, it's not. If you get stopped somewhere and you pull it out, it's like golden. It's from Mexico, Saul. Hello. Hola, ¿cómo está? Long time no see. Peter, hello. I'm not sure which Peter. I have a few Peters that I know, so hello to you. Do you love China? I've never been there. Went to Guangzhou and we flew to Bali. So, but otherwise, that's all I can say about China. Everything's China, 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 China everywhere. Yeah. My wife is sleeping. Well, she probably isn't yet, but she will be soon. She has a very strict 9 p.m. rule because she likes to get full evening sleep to wake up early in the morning. So, why don't I speak Russian? I speak it when I have to, or greeting people and different things, and for short conversations when I need to. My birthday is November. My wife's in October, so I've got another month. Well, month and a half till my birthday. So thank you, though. We'll definitely have to have a birthday live stream, I think. Ice hockey arena. I'm trying to figure out the dates to go to ice hockey. Yes, I will try to go to one. Russia's a good pivot point, yes. I am slowly learning Russian, but it's just not fast. So I am trying to learn more words. I'm going to Novosibirsk, which is my wife's hometown, in 10 days. I'm getting excited, but also quite nervous. Andrew, don't be. Maybe meeting the family might be nervous for you, but they'll warm to you very quickly. You know, if they realize, you know, that you're the husband of your wife and, you know, her parents and things like that, and extended family. Don't be nervous, honestly, mate. It's once you get off the plane and once you get a few days settled down, you'll be fine. You know, there's a lot of similarities with people's values and family values here that you'll think, you know, why you didn't come here sooner. You could live here with only English. It does help to know more Russian. The more the better, the more the merrier. Of course, if I get stuck, I've got people who could speak Russian to help me, like my wife, you know, when I need to do things that are a little more challenging. You know, I've also got friends that I can call who could help me. You know, if you had nobody behind you, like a friend, family member, or something like that, it's difficult. It's good to have some good friends and close friends here. Hello from the Children's Railroad. Yes, I'm yet to get that video on the channel, Star Bandit. I will be getting that on the channel at some point. I've got quite a lot of videos in my folders now to put together and put on the YouTube channel. Is the rent from banks 25%? No, it's not. No, it's lower than that. It's still high, but it's lower than that. I don't know who's saying that number because it's not. If I went to get a bank loan tomorrow, it's definitely much lower than that. How did you end up moving to Russia? Well, I met my wife. Well, she wasn't my wife when I met her, of course. She invited me here for a holiday. Pretty much, I was working in America at the time, so I was still traveling back and forward to work. And ultimately, after COVID, we came here. Do you know Kylie Minogue? Yes. I should be so lucky. Lucky. And Danny Minogue, her sister too. Don't forget her sister. Yes. And Jason Donovan, if you ever watch Neighbours. I'm originally from Perth. I spent some of my youth in Andrew spent some of youth in Adelaide. Yeah, I'm from Perth originally. I've never been to Adelaide, by the way. Does it snow year round here? No, it doesn't. Dee saw. No. Does it here and see from Fremantle? Oh, you're from Fremantle. I went to John Curtin. If you're from Fremantle, wow. I'm sure you know John Curtin. College of the Arts. It's now fancy, isn't it? My uncle lives in South Fremantle, just off South Terrace. I'm sure you know that very well. I used to work across from the town hall back when Kodak had a shop right there. That was my first job out of high school in Fremantle. My parents almost bought a house in South Fremantle and they didn't. And we are when we were living in Australia, we were in Rockingham, but my parents live in Baldivis. But yes, Freo. My wife loves coffee from Fremantle markets. DD, if you can get me some and send it over. I've been to Kyrgyzstan. Yes, I visited my ex-neighbor in Kyrgyzstan, and he keeps inviting me back almost every week to come back again. So, yes. I've spent a week there. I've also been to Tashkent, Uzbekistan. We spent a few days there. Both very nice places. Very different, but very nice. Yes, Google Play still works, or Play Store, they like to call it here, right? Yeah, Roo Store. And then you can also get the APK files from other websites as well. James, it's impossible to talk about salaries in Russia because everybody earns something completely different. It's just a number to some people, you know. I mean, it's, you know, there's no, if you just Google the average wage on Google and take that as the answer, it's not the correct answer. You've got to remember, a lot of people here don't have as many expenses as what most people have in the West. A lot of people live in houses that are paid for. Cost of water, electricity, and things like that are very low. I'm not sure what your monthly phone bill is. Mine's about $6 a month for my unlimited phone and internet. So when you know, think about the average wage and then the cost of living, it's really on par. Well, it's not on par at all, but it's you can definitely live a more simpler life here on a lower salary. What do you think of Countryside Acres? Have you watched or communicated with them? I have not communicated with them at all before. They have an email address that they send everybody to send them an email. I have watched some of their videos. I think it's a very interesting situation they're in, moving to Russia from Canada, and then now they're currently here on an asylum visa. They don't have Russian residency or a Russian. They originally came on a tourist visa. Now they're on an asylum visa, saying that, you know, the challenges with living in Canada forced them to leave Canada. I'm just quoting what they're talking and what they say in their videos. I think there's going to be a lot of challenges for them. Obviously, they've come from a country with the similar weather, particularly Canadian weather and Russian weather, where they've chosen to live in Nizhny Novgorod. I think over time, they'll still have a lot of challenges with living here. They're getting an incredible amount of help from a lot of people that they don't show on the videos. They get a lot of assistance from people who probably don't know their background and what they have or had coming to Russia. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are not shown in the videos that are happening that have made things happen for them. You know, building a 3-story house with kids, you know, isn't reality for most people. And even in Russia, you know what I mean? Even someone that can build a house, to build a 3-story house in months, in literally months, you need some assistance way more than what they're showing when they're filming. Hello from NC, probably North Carolina. Hello. Do I pay tax in Russia? Yes, I do. Yes, I do pay taxes in Russia. Do you think the Western stores will return? Now, I think some may. I think a lot won't. And a lot really won't have anywhere to return to, because all the stores that were here that left, they've now been released to other companies. And Russian companies have had a massive opportunity to open in a lot of places that instantly closed. I did recently talk to somebody about McDonald's, and he said there's not a chance they'll come back. And he knew the answer before I even gave him the long question of it. So even though they've got a buyback agreement, he doesn't even mention the word McDonald's in conversation. So you should do a lunch review. Yes, I've done it in a couple of videos. You should do a lunch review about the food you're having. Creates more content. Yeah, I've done it in a couple of videos where I've had some food in the videos. The recent one was when I went to the shopping center under the football stadium, and I had the Serbian food. There was a Serbian cafe there. So yes, I have tried to do that. Hello from Algeria. Hello. Russians have always been able to use YouTube. It has never stopped working. It completely works for anybody in Russia who wants to put videos on YouTube. YouTube is not blocked. YouTube is not banned. There is a lot of mis-explanation of what's happened to YouTube in Russia, that a lot of content creators have been saying in videos, which creates a lot of unease, especially a lot of people are doing it for their videos, for their channel. And also they're pushing a lot of people over to other platforms, Patreon, Boosty, join our Boosty channel, pay for videos, pay for everything, join the membership platform. And people say that it's free when you go over there, but if you want to watch a video, it's not free. You've got to pay for a monthly subscription, because they want people to basically pay more money to their monthly source of income from creating content. So yes, YouTube works in Russia. How peaceful are the apartments? We hear nothing. Okay, so occasionally where I live, we've got neighbors around us. I've seen our neighbors above and below. This is solid concrete wall apartments. Generally, when people build or they renovate, you can put sound isolation, the boards where you put the plaster boards. In this apartment, I occasionally hear the neighbor's washing machine. I think it's above us. You can hear the washing machine, and sometimes during the day I'll hear the vacuum, but otherwise I hear nothing. Sometimes, maybe once or twice a month, you might hear someone playing music, but people are very polite and realize that a lot of people have family and kids. Kids are going to go to school, so they don't get silly about things, Will you do another one of these? Yeah, I should do, shouldn't I? I should do a Kuzni i Tochka 3 years later kind of follow up. Actually, the person that I spoke about McDonald's to, I met them in Yekaterinburg. We actually had dinner together, and I asked him, can I come to make, well, I can make another video without asking anybody, right? But I sort of suggested the idea of making another follow-up about it. So yeah, I definitely will make another Kuzni. I mean, really, they're the same videos in a way. And I'm not, if something's not good, I'll say it, right? But it's rare that I find things that I don't like. I guess I'm just too simple and normal of a person, and I'm not picky. Like, oh my gosh, look at this piece of lettuce hanging out the wrong side of the burger. I'm not like that at all. So, why did you decide to move to Russia? Because of my wife. We kind of made an agreement that we'll live here. We were living in Australia. We moved back here. Yeah, that's it, basically. Yeah. Fluent in English and Japanese. I just need to pass the Japanese and TEFL. Yeah, TEFL is very helpful here, especially if you want to teach Russian or teach English to Russians. This TEFL is very critical, kind of. I don't know what the other one is, but for sure that second one is what is very useful for applying for jobs here. And if you could even possibly be a Japanese-Russian translator, that would just be insane. Yes, it is November 3. Yeah, I was thinking of doing like I know that's very sneaky, doing like a birthday live stream that wasn't my birthday and seeing if anyone realized. But yes, 3/11, 3rd of November is my birthday. I don't think it would be hard to retire in Russia, David. I think you need to come here first, though. It's like saying, should I retire to Florida? Should I retire to Boston? Should I go to Colorado? Should I go to Alaska? And, weather here is very seasonal, and that will make a lot of difference if you're not working and you're retired because of how you spend your spare time. I think if you're easily able to adapt to new places, it'll be quite easy. Of course, there's always going to be teething problems getting off the plane, right? Things don't always go perfectly well. But if you're willing to adapt a little bit to things. There's a lot of normalness. Yesterday, at the end of my World Food Expo video, I was just walking out, and they had a Carl's Jr. burger cafe in the expo center, which I didn't realize was even there. I kind of walked the wrong way, really. And there's a Carl's Jr. burger place. Actually, there's one in the shopping center at the same place. I would imagine it's the same franchise. So, have I ever been to Hangul State? I haven't been there, no. I did mention that word on the Yekaterinburg Metro video that'll be coming up after this, because there was a clock at one of the stations with that clock time on there. Moscow is incredibly safe at night. You could walk around any time of night, not a worry at all. You'll see parents and kids and families, especially, in the parks or in the central areas of Moscow, even in the suburb where I live here. You can go for a walk now at 9 o'clock at night, no worries at all. Gleb, здравствуйте. You wrote in Russian. I saw it way back up here. Привет. Oh, I can't copy and paste what you've written. Come on, everybody. Where is over here? Man. Now that I'm using the other browser, I can't read. Hello, Russell and everybody. Yes, that was simple. I could see my own name there, and I should have read that without reading that. Thank you, Gleb, for being here. Kachalov. I don't watch really any Russian news. My wife occasionally watches it. We tend to watch the Moscow 24 channel rather than just the general national channels, which has a lot more local stuff on. Yeah, there's not really, I wouldn't say this endorsing and all this sort of thing on Russian news at all. Don't be nervous for flights to Russia. Not to worry. You can fly from America. You can catch Emirates, fly through Dubai. If you're not worried about catching Russian airlines, you can fly Qatar Airways and go through Doha, Etihad through Abu Dhabi. You could take the long way and go with Turkish Airlines through Istanbul. So you can still fly Western Airlines to come to Russia. No worries at all. You was in Gladstone. Well, that's way on the other side of the country. That's Queensland. Yes, I'm over in, I was in Perth when I lived in Perth with my wife. Star Bandit, I've not been to Ostankina. No, I want to go and make a video there. I was trying to arrange to get press tickets to go there. And I need to fill out more documents. Some places just invite me to come, and then some people want endless emails and documents to come, which is just way too many things to fill out. Not sure of the spelling. Is the Bolshoi Theatre still operating? Yes. 40. Wow. I live on Holland Street. CBC end. Wow. I played tennis at Fremantle Tennis Club for years and years. And now they've amalgamated with the bowling club. And I've never been back since I didn't have time the last trip in Australia. So yeah, I used to walk down from John Curtin past CBC and to Fremantle Tennis Club, play tennis after school. Yes, Bolshoi is definitely still operating. Beautiful spot to take photos. It's on the 100 ruble note. Yes, I met actually on the bus on the way home last week a performer who performs at Bolshoi, who lives in my town in Aprelivka. Just by chance, she was sitting next to me on the bus. At the Latin Festival, yes, that was very cool, Vizio. Yeah, I met there was lots of people from the embassies there. All the different Latin American countries, their embassies had representatives there for that. And I met a few different people, which was really kind of very interesting. A lot of stuff I don't show on camera because it's not really for the videos. Economy of Russia is good. I mean, I guess it depends on what field you're in, It's hard to kind of answer that as a question because it's incredibly general, though. I've been to the border of Russia and Belarus. I've been to a truck stop in Belarus because I couldn't cross the border by car, not knowing that when I drove with my neighbor there. So I haven't. You can fly in; it's visa free, but you can't cross a land border with a Australian passport. Yes, it does look like the apartment we toured. Yes, it is. Yes, I made a video about it, about the rental of this place, and we ended up buying it. Well, kind of. Yes. Yeah. Canada's pretty bad. The lunatics are in the asylum for more than. Yeah, water's $32 a month. $30 for one more year. My internet's $29 for one more year, though. They will jack that up to $80 for a year. You pay $30. I might not have internet this time up. I'm not sure what if it's $29 a year or $20 a month. I know some Russian, not lots. I know enough if I'm stuck, put it that way. But immigration situation for me is different with my wife being a Russian national. Yes, it's obviously more helpful. And if you've got kids, Andrew, it's even more helpful. The more of these things that you can kind of get across hurdles, it's even not simpler. It's just a little bit easier. And of course, your wife will help you immensely at the point that you get here and things like that. My thoughts on Papiro. Let's read this out. Dude, no, you are speculating on the things. Contradictors do everything themselves because their kids actually a lot of help. There are not city kids, and they are capable from a very young age. Okay, so yeah, I agree. The kids do a lot of help. Obviously they've got 8 kids, and their 9th one is still in Canada. Yeah, I think. I mean, of course, you're watching the same videos I'm watching, right? I mean, you're watching them from under the doona in 3:00 in the morning. Maybe you're watching them on a balcony. Maybe you're watching them by the beach on a little phone like I watch it on. I guess living here and understanding the logistics and the difficulties of doing simple tasks when you're not from Russia are not easy. I know in the chat, the Plastic Russian is here. He moved to Russia with his wife. They built a house. You can follow his channel. He talks about, home ownership in Russia, even Sam's Russian Adventures as well. They'll both vouch for the challenges and difficulty with something like building a house and doing it yourself with your bare hands is not easy. And building a 3-story house is not easy. I'm definitely not speculating because I know things that are not shown on the video that have happened. So yeah, that's just me. Obil. I've come to like Yuri. Are you going to see more of him and his apartments in the future? I was with him in Yekaterinburg. I didn't make an apartment video while I was there. He was making some videos for his own channel. He has a YouTube channel. Yeah, I spent the 3 days with him basically, or 2.5 days. And then I left him there. He was flying back. My flight was at 7:30 p.m. His was like 10 p.m. So I left him there at the apartment where he was at the last one. And then I got a taxi to the airport. Yeah, amazing guy. Brilliant guy. Yeah, he has been super helpful for me with getting access to make some videos. And, I can literally message him now. He'll reply back in seconds. Super nice guy to know in Russia. Yeah, he's probably more, he's as you see him on the videos, he's very easygoing, outgoing, super guy. I guess we don't talk politics on here, do we, really? So I won't mention any political stuff. Do you feel the food quality is more healthier and better for Russia compared to Western countries? There is a lot more fresh food, a lot healthier food, a lot less additives, no GMOs. So yes, there's far more availability of fresh food. We don't buy any frozen food living here. A pilmen is the only thing we would buy that's in the freezer, which is dumplings that you just put in boiling water. but everybody in Russia's got pilmeni. Yeah, we buy fruits, vegetables every day. I've got some grapes right here. I've got some plums in the other room. Seasonally. Yeah, definitely. No macas. No, we've got kuzna i tochka. Tasty, and that is all. That's what it translates to. Hello from Kiev. Здравствуйте. Hello. In Kiev. I'm going to say Kiev because I always say... In Australia, we say Kiev because we know chicken Kiev, but it's Kiev. So, and Kiev railway station or Kievski Vaksal. Umberto, hello. Ciao Bella. Italia. There's a running joke of somebody always using a drill on the weekends. Is this true? Probably in new apartments, yes, absolutely. In this building's been here for I think 11 or 12 years, so you don't hear a drill here whatsoever. But if you're in a new building, you will hear I don't know what they're ever doing, but they're drilling. They're basically drilling out the wall cavities for electrical cables. That's what they're normally doing. Or if they're renovating, they're drilling up the tiles from someone else's change of bathroom or kitchen. It's definitely a running joke in new buildings. In old buildings, you won't hear it that much. Car ownership. I don't own a car, so I can't really answer any of that. I'm sorry. I don't own a car whatsoever. Gas is cheap. I know that for sure. It really depends on the model of car that you own and then what sort of service agreements you have. Hello to you. Thank you. Oh, 3 days apart. Yes. 6th of November. You make my motorbike video store. Thank you, Oliver. Cheers. Yeah, that was a while back now. That was back when it was cold and snowing that day. It was like, that took me, when I went home from there, my God, it was like it is really the other side of Moscow from where I live, literally. And I should have gone earlier in the day to not get, it took about 3.5 hours to get home from that place. It is logistically the other side of where I live of Moscow. I met the guys that own the building when I was leaving. There was some administration guys from the whole building. And the guy's like, come back anytime, make any videos you like of any kind of different. There was a few other dealerships there. There were some truck dealerships as well. There was JCB. There was, I think, Gazelle or Maz there as well. So I've heard of, I don't know Slava, but I know Russia Plus channel. I don't know where, I think he's in Yekaterinburg, isn't he? I'm sure he was. I watched him years ago. I haven't watched really any recent videos of his. I didn't know he had a second channel, Coal Vision. I know Russia Plus. I've not watched his videos for a while. I know of him though. I just don't, I know he's not where I live here in Moscow, of course. Yeah, there's Carl's Jr., quite a few of them in Moscow, but there's the one that I know of is actually in the shopping center at Crocus City. And then I just literally spotted it as I was leaving and I added it into the very last second of the video. I don't eat a lot of cheese. So I'm not sure about blue cheese. My wife likes cheese and I went to the cheese festival, right? If you saw that video. Yeah, I just eat the cheese at the tastings. That's all. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's good. I can't read Spanish. Hola. Para usted este Moscova, Russia. Yo este El Salvador. Maybe you're from El Salvador. Okay. Is there bad impressions of Russia? The thing is, we get a lot of people think of what they know of Russia from watching TV, from the movies, from the USSR and Soviet times. I don't really have any bad things to say about Russia because when you live here long enough, it becomes normal. And, you know, I mean, bad impressions are when people push in line to get on the bus, catching the bus home. That's what I don't like. There's a lot of things that I don't like that are so small and petty and silly that it just becomes a bit of a joke kind of thing. that, they could fix the roads across the road from our house, right? So when we cross the road, there's the next building is about 2 meters higher. So there's a few steps to go up, and then there's a ramp for the prams. And then yesterday, there's some guys from the city building handrails on the sides of the steps and the ramp, and no one will ever use them. And my wife said to me, she's like, maybe there's an election coming up and the local mayor is doing some remodeling to keep everybody happy. So it's like, why are they putting handrails in? No one would ever use them handrails because the actual path is, I don't know, 7 or 8 meters wide, and you wouldn't walk to the edge to hang onto the handrail. So I don't have bad impressions of things. Of course, some things aren't great and good and this and that, but I don't let it bother me. I guess I've lived outside of Australia so long. I worked on cruise ships. I traveled around the world on cruise ships, in a new city every day you got off the ship, that, I can't form opinions about things that I didn't like this. I didn't like that. I didn't like this. If I was like that, I'd never leave the house, so. Someone else has wrote in Russian. I can't read it. Mikhail, so it depends on how you use your YouTube. If you use it on your phone, I've got MTS or MTC, MTS, and it works perfectly fine. But if I'm connected to Wi-Fi here, I've got to use a app to make it work. Cost of living in Russia is good. It really depends on your salary, right? And then what your expenses are. If I had a great babushka who had an apartment in the center of Moscow and I was living in that rent-free, I was paying my $6 a month internet. I had to just pay the water and electricity bill, which would be very, very little. Cost of living is great. It's really how much you live within your means, Are you eating caviar and champagne every day, or are you eating, pilmeni and rice and things like that? So it's all based on your earnings and cost of living and what means you live in. Do people recognize me as a star in Brelivka? People do recognize me everywhere in Moscow. Funny enough, 2 days ago, we were at a friend's apartment, and I'm going to have a video on an apartment tour there. And we literally walked in. We met our friend outside the gate because it's gated. And we opened the gate and walked in, and I just told her, I'm going to start filming. And then there was a little kids play area there, and there was outdoor table tennis, and there was a couple playing table tennis, and they're like, oh, hello, Russell. like it's nothing. And I'm like, oh, the YouTube channel? Yeah, of course. We're traveling with Russell. And, we traveled an hour and a half or 2 hours on the other side of Moscow to visit our friend there. And somebody recognized me in the building of our friend's apartment. So yeah, where I live, people know me. Well, I've been here a lot of years in Aprelivka, so the butcher knows me, the cheese lady knows me, the everybody at every supermarket knows me. I was originally I was on local television, on narrow-footage television, going back about 2 years ago now. And then I was also put on a Instagram group or Instagram channel or something you call that. And everybody recognized me from that photograph. Even taxi drivers quite a lot. Especially with my wife and they're chatting, they're like, oh, they recognize me, the taxi drivers. So yeah. So I probably get recognized more when I'm out and about filming than I would probably where I live. People just know that I live here. That's all. So my profession, I do YouTube now. Before that, I was working in retail. I worked on cruise ships for nearly 20 years, working in the duty-free shops on cruise ships. Andrew, I'm absolutely not worried about getting arrested. Not at all. Absolutely zero worry about that at all. If they would have wanted to pick me up, they would have done it a long time ago. They got facial recognition cameras everywhere in Russia. That if you're on that list, you're already on that list, and it just comes up on a iPad of somebody in one of the, particularly in the metro or bus stations and train stations, and you'll flash through that camera, and they'll already be waiting for you right there. I've got no worries about that at all, not at all. They know who they want and who they're looking for and things like that, and that's like in Australia too with the police and things like that, right? What do I dislike about Moscow? Yeah, I've just said it. People pushing in line when we're lining up for the bus to go home. That's what I don't like. That's one of my pet peeves. We're in a line. Just join the line. Get on the bus when it's your turn. The bus is full. Wait for the next one. And that's it. The next bus will come in 5 or 10 minutes. Yes, Yuri is a great guy. Yeah, I'd love to do more videos. He does work every day of the week, pretty much. He does basically the apartments. That's his company and his job and business and everything. So he's going to different cities. He works in different cities in Russia doing apartment and micro. It's a micro apartments that he's predominantly doing. So. No, contain toxin poison likely. Yes. Can you tell us visit visa come? Okay. How can you get TRP if start business possible, get TRP or buy property? So yeah, come here on a tourist visa and then you'd be able to change over. TRP is a temporary resident visa. You can apply for that once you're in the country. At the point that you apply, you can stay until it's approved. I'm not sure about the business visa part. You can get a business visa to come here, but I don't think it's to work. I think it's only to maybe set up a business. I can't answer that exactly, but definitely come on a tourist visa. It's very easy. You just apply online. You send the documents to your local embassy in the country you're from. It's a lot simpler than what it really is. It's just a lot of documents that, especially if you're applying, you need it to be translated to Russian. So if you've got, for instance, your passport would need to be translated to Russian. Birth certificate need to be translated to Russian, wedding certificate, things like that. Trip, do you get more scrutiny from Aussie and American immigration? But not at all. Zero, actually. Not a worry. I've flown back and forth to Australia a few times. I've flown to Bali a few times, even going to Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. Not to worry. I don't get questioned coming back into Russia. Because I've got residency, I've also got registered address here. I've also married with my wife. There's not any reason to question me, mate, at all. So, yeah, if they ask questions, I've got answers, and that's it, I carry documents if I need to show them, if they ask for specific things, but, yeah. So, guys, we're at an hour 22. We've got 107 likes. I know we don't have hundreds of people watching. I know this is very normal, the amount of people for my live streams. What we can do is, I think we'll go for about another 10 minutes. Okay. So if you do want to send donation alerts, super chats, anything like that, I would suggest to do it. And then what we'll do is when I close the live stream, I'm going to publish the next new video on the channel. So if you want to see the Yekaterinburg metro tour that I did, that will be coming up literally after the live stream ends. Brian, yes, I'm still here. Yes, I'm not going anywhere. YouTube's not going anywhere. All the creators in Russia who create content on YouTube are still here. No Christmas yet. That really won't be till November. Because basically the Christmas here runs into January. So pretty much you're looking at December, January for things like that. So not a chance you'll see anything for Christmas. Kids have just gone back to school. So most of the shops still have all the school supplies in the stores right now. You really love my live shows, or you love the shows from around Russia. Thank you. Quincy, cheers. Thank you so much. Which city did you like most of all traveling by those cruise ships? Bermuda. I did 2 contracts going there every week. We were doing basically a 7-day cruise, but we had 3 overnights in Bermuda. So the ship was docked for 3 days straight. once a week. So we were actually more in Bermuda than we were going back and forward to Boston or New York. So yeah. Bermuda, hands down. Spent a lot of time going to Cozumel, Mexico. Now that's pretty much every crew member's place that they go to. Okay, so we all like going back to Miami, so we can go to Walmart, we can go to, CVS, things like that, Walgreens, Target, Best Buy. So yeah, you can use apps to basically allow YouTube to work. Just Google it, Willen. It's nice and easy. Thank you, Star Bandit. Really like your Metro videos. Love you. Yes, thank you so much. So yeah, if you're also in Russia, I've set up a DZen channel, and I'm uploading the last 20 or so videos. I've only got about 25 videos that I can upload. I never saved them before that, so I'm basically populating the channel now with videos. So if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, dzen.ru, I think it is. If you're in Russia, you'll understand what Zen is. So my hometown from Moscow, twice less. Yes, Michael. Yeah, total cost of living in Moscow is equal to Dubai. In my hometown, 170 k's away from Moscow, it's twice. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously cheaper for rent the further you are from Moscow. Generally, food costs and, well, I mean, it's not necessarily cheaper, but you can definitely get better buys. You can go to the local market. We've got the one here by the train station where I live, where you can get fruit and vegetables and things like that. Yeah, definitely stuff in the center of Moscow or in the city area are higher. Definitely. Yeah, David's just put the link there to Telegram chat. There's now over 1,000 people in the chat on Telegram. You're absolutely welcome to join David and Andrea over there, and Vitali if he's here, and a few others, I'm sure. I just don't recognize the same names. I wrote clearly above that I live 170 k's from Moscow. Yes, right. The country with the best lineup manners is the UK, especially around London. Interesting. Yeah, that's the only thing. Getting on and off the metro, people learn, and you've got to go on the right side up the escalator. People are this is absolutely strict. There's kind of like unwritten strict rules when you catch the metro. You stand aside when the doors open for people to get off before you get on. You can always tell people that are not from Moscow catching the Moscow metro because they don't follow those basic rules. And once you'll learn them very quickly, put it that way. But the lining up thing, people, especially for the buses, it's just another story altogether. I like to look into YouTube on my TV. Yes, you're doing a great content. Thank you so much, Mikhail. Spasiba большое. Have you been to Sochi? I haven't. No. Krasny Polyana. No, I haven't been there. Red. I don't know what Polyana is. Red something. Thank you, Peter. Cheers. See you later. Yeah, we'll be out of here very soon. Less than 5 minutes. I think we'll be good. Everyone's okay with 5 minutes more? Do we want to go longer? I see lots of people have 50-50 who have watched a live stream. What? I thought it was less than that. Maybe some new people here because I've not done a live stream for quite some time now. You are mistaken about building a house in Russia. It is much easier because there's much fewer regulations in Russia than in the UK. Yes, I guess he doesn't. I guess if we're going back to Countryside Acres, he has had some challenges with needing plans for his house. There is also some criterias about the ownership of that property. And there is some things that are not spoken about, how it is classified, the land, and whether he can live on it or not. I went through Kunseva metro station last night on the way home from Crocus City, Alan. I don't think I've been to the shopping center there, though, but I've definitely been through the metro station last night. because I went from Mykonos station to Kunseva. Then I took Big Circle line around to Minskaya, and then I took the D4 home to Aprelivka. So I do go through that station a lot when I go up to Kroka City and Krasnogorsk. I want to say Krasnodar. It's Krasnogorsk. So we're 2 weeks later than in the West, January 7. Yes, correct. Not 25th. Although we do 25th here because my wife and we still do Christmas. I live in Perth where we don't really have these words, or at least one of the words. And so warm nature throughout your videos. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, you love the long type of videos with the detail and things like that. I like doing them that way. I'll always do them that way. People don't want to watch them that way. I can't help them any more than that. So, yes, Telegram channel. Yeah, that's nice and easy. If anyone doesn't know what Telegram is by now, it's similar to WhatsApp, but it's more secure. Yes, Russians do a lot of online shopping. Yes, a lot. Amazon shopping has just made mall shopping obsolete in our parts of Texas. Yes, we still go to shopping malls. There is online shopping. The one difference here, though, Stan, is when you order something, you don't order it to your physical address. The online apps that you use, so there's one called Ozon, or Ozon, OZON.ru, and the other one is wildberries.ru. They're the two probably main ones. There's also Yandex Market. There's quite a lot of others, but Ozon, Wildberries, Yandex are the bigger ones. But you buy things for delivery to a pickup point, particularly Ozon and Wildberries. And in our building downstairs, we've got 2 pickup points. So they're open every day, 10 till 10, 7 days a week. So when you order something, you have it delivered to that address, and then they'll send you a notification it's arrived, and you pick it up in your own time frame. It's not delivered to your house or to a physical letterbox or mailbox or anything like that, or to the building. You can get that done if you're buying, like where you order furniture, for instance. It can come to your house, of course. You can do that. But for the online shopping, very easy. You order it there, and if you don't like it, you actually even have it's like a little mini shop with a counter. Show them your QR code. They show you the product. With the clothes and shoes, you can try it on. There's even a change room. And if you don't like it there and then, you just give it straight back, and it's returned and your money comes back. And if you take it, of course, you pay for it, right? And it's very simple. And you can do that also with things like Avito, which is kind of like Facebook Marketplace. And you can have stuff delivered to that pickup point as well, or a different one, but the same thing. Very simple, very easy. Crazy how fast, how forward-thinking it is. Lots of new subs are here. That's nice. Yeah, I think so. I don't recognize quite a lot of names in the chat. So thank you for the live stream. You're very welcome. Anytime. Do you have to pay per trip to ride the metro, or do they offer weekly? Yes, they do both. You can get, the one I do is just a card that's prepaid. Then I just top it up, and you pay once when you board or go through the gates. And then that's it. You can stay in there all day if you like, ride to 100 stations. Never come out. You don't pay twice. But yeah, you can also get weekly, monthly. So people who would ride it every day to work, they'll probably get a monthly or a yearly pass. Then it reduces down the price per ride then quite a lot. I just do a top-up one because I don't use it enough that I warrant the yearly payment of it. So I'm not sure about civil engineers in Russia. I'm sure there are positions for that. What do I miss about Australia? My mum's home cooking, of course. Roast dinner on a Sunday and chicken treats or red rooster. 1,000 euros. Okay, we're going to come down to the last few questions here. So, and then we're going to end the live stream. And then if you refresh your YouTube onto my channel, there'll be a video published literally right afterwards, or within a minute or so. 1,000 euros is what, 10,000? Is that 100,000 rubles? I think you could retire on that. Depends on what your living expenses are for your rent or mortgage and things like that. Did you live in Perth, then you lived in Australia? No, it's the same place. Remember, Perth is in Australia. Perth is a city in Australia. So, brand do you like the most? Electronics brand. Oh, M Video. Probably go there first. And then actually where we live, we've got Eldorado, and we don't have an M Video in my town in Aprelivka. We've got a DNS and Eldorado, which I think Eldorado is also DNS, is also M Video. M Video first though, because I just like the store. I like the amount of things they've got in them. Mega Market will deliver to your house. Yes, also Hoff. We had some drawers delivered. If anyone follows me on Telegram, I took a photo of some flat pack drawers I made last week. Thanks for the live stream, Russell. It was nice to see you tonight. See you around. Thank you so much. Yes. Can I right click on that or not? No. Wow. Thank you so much. Yes. Vera in Michigan. Thank you for the welcome to Russia. Cheers. Spasibo Bolshoi. Yes, Stan. Yeah, actually, that's the same question. Yeah. Oh, you're also a channel member as well. Thank you for being a channel member. Yeah, Russians do a lot of online shopping, a lot of small shopping. But, retail shopping and going to physical shops is still a thing. And it will be particularly for older people who are very traditional in their ways. I mean, my wife orders washing powder, the liquid washing powder. She orders that for delivery to our building downstairs rather than buying it at the supermarket and carrying it home. It's closer to the building. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody. I do want to say thank you to Core Chill, Adequate Xiaomi Guy for donation alerts. Thank you so much. And then also to Fortuna Minecraft. David, thank you so much. And to Brian. Okay. So Andrea, thank you as well. If you're still watching, guys, thank you. And Brian, this just literally popped up as I had this. I've got a tab on my live stream. Thank you for all the tours. Thank you so much. That is really crazy of you. Wow. And whoever's putting thumbs up on his super chat, thank you, Brian. That's really, wow. Sorry. Thank you. If anyone doesn't know, I'll just talk about this briefly, then I'm going to sign off. So I made a video recently at the Russian weapons shopping mall. Okay. So I didn't want to make it for a long time. And then I asked everybody in Telegram, should I go? And people said, look, it's up to you. If you want to make the video, make it. Because there's obviously a lot of things going on in the world right now. Me going to a place that sells objects that people can use against other people is maybe not the right thoughts. But because I make shopping mall videos and supermarket videos, it was a natural thing to go to that because it was a brand new shopping center that opened, although it's not very big. But that video got demonetized. I've not talked about it on YouTube, or I've mentioned it on Telegram, but not on YouTube. And that video has gone on to do very well. It's got over 100,000 views. And it can't earn money from that video because YouTube thinks it's not within the guidelines of YouTube. Now, whether it's the word weapons in the title, I don't know. You don't really know why. But obviously, the fact that I went to a shopping mall that's not clothes and shoes and food, that's why it got demonetized. So for about the last week, I've been not happy about that video doing so great. Well, I was. But then YouTube, basically, it's kind of like gives with one hand and takes away from the other hand, So, and then also the Latin America video got demonetized because of a background song playing as I was walking through the event. That I challenged, but they've denied the challenge for that. And you can put a reason, right? It was playing on the background on speakers as you were walking through the event. It wasn't used, as a copyrighted song. So, yeah. Thank you, Brian. Andrea, David, Korchil and Adequate Xiaomi Guy, thank you for the donations to the channel. It basically makes up for, yeah. And it helps me make more videos at the end of the day, Brian. I do appreciate that. Andrew, thank you. David, thank you. Mikhail, thank you so much. Spasiba. Does Russia have mechanisms to alert folks of listeria? I don't think that's a thing in Russia. Looking for the best options of traveling around Moscow. Yeah, you can get the Troika card at the counter at the train station, metro stations. You can actually just tap your, okay, I guess you'd have to use a Russian card, so you can't use a foreign card. You can tap your Russian bank card right on the turnstile to open and go through. Yeah, there's a lot of general things that people ask. Yeah, that one, it was actually originally 2 songs on the same video, and one copyright's been removed and one is still pending or still there. It's not going to get removed. So a bit disappointing that many of your videos go. Yeah, this is just recently, Dylan. It's basically 2 videos in a row it's happened on. One was because of the topic, and one was because of background music. And actually, if you remember maybe back to me making the Gorky Park video, and there was a guy busking, a young kid busking, and I was talking over him singing in fear of it getting demonetized, knowing that it might happen, and it didn't. But people got mad in the comments because I was talking over the music. But I have to do it. Gilotham, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, everybody. I'm out of here. Thank you for 135 likes. If you want to comment on this video after it ends, go for it. I haven't been to Dagestan or Chechnya. No, sorry. I haven't been to either of those places. Dagestan I'd like to go to for the food. I know it's a big food kind of thing, and especially the fact that there's a lot of restaurants and cafes in Moscow with Dagestan food here. Yeah, don't go. Okay. Thanks. I won't. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the likes. Thank you for the super chats and donation alerts. Comment on the video after it's ended, and I'll try to catch up on some comments right after this. I am now going to end this live stream, and I'm going to publish the Yekaterinburg metro tour, and you can watch that right away. Thank you, Dylan, Michael, Steve, Francesco, Andrew, everybody. Have a good night. End stream and get ready. Maybe refresh your browser or whatever you're doing, or close and open YouTube again, and you'll see the next video coming up right now.